Merry Christmas, neighbors. I know we thought season 1 was over, and it is over, but we just have one more episode to put in this year. It is Doing Christmas Differently, and it is such a treat because it is my very own older sister, Madi Johnson, and we have a lot to cover in this episode. Madi is the owner and founder of Pearlhouse Thrift, which is an Instagram-based thrift account. So we talk all about secondhand shopping. Their Christmas is called Merry Thriftmas, and they do all secondhand shopping for their kids for Christmas, which is inspiring and convicting for me, who definitely does not do that. But we talk all about the importance of secondhand and how you can get into it if you've never shopped secondhand or been a thrifter, because I definitely haven't. So she gives some tips and tricks for that. We talk about Christmas time and what we love about Christmas and some traditions that we love. And then we end with our first ever Neighbors Doing Christmas Differently gift guide. And we get to showcase several different brands who are either giving back to the world in some sort of way or spreading the gospel through their products. They are Jesus-centered, amazing people that you can support this Christmas and know that you're not just spending for the sake of spending, but you're spending to also give back to the world. So I hope that this episode encourages you. I hope it's just a fun, cozy time. We're not in our podcast studio. We're up in North Carolina, spending Thanksgiving together to kick off the Christmas season. And we have some really exciting things that we're doing in December that I want to go over to make sure that you don't miss them. So we have this episode and this gift guide, which we're really excited about. And then on December 13th, we are launching our Neighbors merch. So we have 2 t-shirts, a sweatshirt, and a hat that can be available to you. Stick around on our Instagram to figure out how you can get it and all of that good stuff. But we're so excited for you to be wearing Neighbors out in the world, or maybe gifting it to someone for Christmas. And then lastly, we're doing our first ever in-person event. It's going to be on December 20th, and more details to come on it. But we are doing a collab with Community Night, and we're going to have food trucks and music and hot chocolate. Maybe some vendors are going to be there for a mini Christmas market, and we're just going to celebrate being together and what the Christmas season is all about, which is Jesus and being with those that you love and going into that part of the season. So we are so excited for everything coming this December. But first, let's kick it off with this amazing conversation with Madi. Madi Johnson, welcome to the Neighbors Podcast.
Hey.
This is such a special episode. We're all cozy here in our Christmas attire, which, well, for everybody listening, Madi is my sister, older 3-year sister. There are 3 of us, 3 girls. Mm-hmm. Madi is the middle child and 3 years older than me. And in classic sister fashion, leading up to this episode, we talked about what outfits we're going to wear, which I've never done with any other guest, literally ever. And we landed on Christmas. You thought we landed on wearing Christmas. I thought we landed on comfy. In our normal podcast studio. We are in Bald Head Island, North Carolina, which is a very special place to both of us. We're actually in your house here in Bald Head, you and your husband, Matt, my brother-in-law, who got this amazing house at the beach, and it's so magical, and we've had so many good memories. So it's so fun that we're doing like a family holiday feel episode in like our family home that we have so many fun memories in.
Oh,
it's
thanks.
so special.
That's so sweet.
And we didn't wear shoes.
Socks.
Comfy socks. Okay, so because we grew up in the same family, we have had some same Christmas traditions. Mm-hmm. So what is something you took from our family growing up that you do with your family now?
Ooh, okay. Do you get
also,
to answer this too?
Who's in your family? Tell us that.
Who's in our family? So my husband, Matt, and I, and then we have 2 kids. We have Pearl, who's almost 5, and Jed, who just turned 3. So I do want to hear what your answer is, but probably something that I took over from our Christmases growing up. Well, first of all, my outfit. I think Dad has the same sweatshirt probably. So our parents go all out for any holiday, but especially Christmas. Every outfit from Thanksgiving until Christmas Day is full-fledged Christmas.
That's true.
especially this sweatshirt style. So I think he has the same one we could match.
He
And my
wears
earrings.
Dad wears headbands with light up reindeer
Yes.
antlers too, like Publix.
Don't forget the headbands.
Yeah.
Yes. Full socks, pulled up high to Publix. Pajama pants to Publix. He has
candy canes.
Yes, candy cane pajama pants. He wears those Publix full Christmas season. So I'm taking pieces of this, but honestly, as I get older, the pajama pants are probably coming soon. I feel like
100%.
Next,
You hit 50
Christmas,
pajama
maybe.
pants.
Yeah, exactly. So that's probably number one. And then number two is having Christmas music on in our house 24/7, just like we did growing up. So growing up, we have music on in our house all the time. Always had smooth jazz specifically on in the background,
Sure did.
except for from Thanksgiving to Christmas again, only Christmas music. And now with our kids, I won't let them listen to other songs. They want to listen to Baby Shark, a Disney song. No, it has to be Christmas now that we are past Thanksgiving. So
that's so funny because both of those things are like way more dad than mom, which is funny because you're more similar to dad, and those are just like straight dad things that he did that you've taken in. Mine is. This is funny, actually, because it was interesting coming into marriage because you bring into marriage what you think everybody does the same on holidays.
for sure.
So, like our first year of marriage, I remember it was when we got to Christmas, I'm so excited because we're going to get the tree. We're going to bring it home together. We're going to put Christmas music on. We're going to bake Christmas cookies and we're going to decorate the house together. It's going to be this amazing thing because that's what we did every year. It was like we got the tree, we decorated it together. We decorated the house together. It was just so fun. And when I remember getting home and Wes went outside to do something and I was like, we didn't know, like, we're decorating now. And he did not want to be a part of the decorating. That wasn't a very special part of his traditions.
No.
So then I was left to decorate by myself, which he's since come a long way because he knows that I want to do that together, especially as our kids get older and all of that. But I just love, like, that first night where you turn your house into your Christmas version of your home and baking cookies, listening to Christmas music.
Y'all didn't even have ornaments your first year, right?
Yeah, we still don't really have ornaments. We put photos on our trees instead of ornaments.
Yes, that's true. But still, you're coming around. I feel like we're
getting more
every
things.
Year, a little more,
adding to the minimalist lifestyle. Okay, so there's a lot that we're going to do in this episode. I'm very excited. We are going to talk about Christmas in general and how we can be, the whole goal of this episode is how we can be more mindful around Christmas, whether that is things you do leading up to Christmas, how you shop for Christmas, where you shop from. We're going to cover kind of a large range. I hope we can do it and not be 4 hours long. Nobody's got time for that. So, but you started an Instagram-based thrift account called Pearlhouse, and we're going to talk all about that. We are going to talk about some amazing brands. We actually did a gift. This is our first ever gift guide. So we'll see how it goes. You're going to play Vanna White a bit at the end. And we're going to show everyone listening and watching some amazing companies and products that they can purchase from, support to be a little bit more mindful this Christmas. And so we have a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Are you prepared?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Speaking of preparation, strap in.
Yeah.
What do you do? What is your favorite Christmas preparation activity? So leading up to Christmas, what is your favorite prep activity?
There's a lot. I would say I love everything about Christmas, but now my favorite one to prep, I think now that our daughter has gotten older, like I said, she's almost 5, we have a baking day where we bake cookies and treats, and her favorite is chocolate dipped pretzels with sprinkles all over them for our neighbors and our friends, the mailman, the trash man, and I feel like that has become such a special day and time together. And then to be able to go pass them out, wrap them up, and gift them to other people, I think has been really fun. So I feel like that's fun. Like a day that now we both like really look forward to.
Yeah, I love that.
So it's so fun. Yeah.
I love that, a baking day. Okay, so let's talk about Christmas. Christmas is a very happy time of year. It's very fun. We obviously are both very festive. I know you can't really tell with me as much, but we both love Christmas, like our favorite time of year. And there is so much fun to be had, and family and gifting and parties and all of the things. But it's also a time of massive spending and massive waste. And it is, I think, important. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this was to talk about how we can go into the season differently. Like, how can we do Christmas a little bit differently? So how do you approach Christmas? Which, let me lay some groundwork. You are a really great spender. I am a frivolous spender, if we could put it that way. I tend to not be great at saving and mindfulness in this regard. You are great at this. So teach us a little bit about how to be mindful at Christmas.
Okay, well, I think that there's a balance too, because I'm also known as being too frugal and penny pinching.
Okay.
So, sometimes it's okay to spend. But I think that going to Christmas, just kind of thinking, what can we do to minimize the waste, minimize the spending? So, our family, we do a lot of secondhand shopping. So, especially with Christmas gifts. And so, buying secondhand means that it has been gently used before and now you're taking a turn with it. So, that could be from a thrift store, consignment store, somewhere online, Facebook Marketplace. And so, buying that way, it's much more affordable and you're keeping something from going into the landfill or going into a dumpster somewhere. So I think it has many positives in that you don't end up spending as much for your kids, but that there's still lots of life left in these toys or in the things that they want.
Okay, so that's a good segue into the world of thrifting, because you just threw out some terms that maybe not everybody knows. I personally, thrifting kind of intimidates me. We've been thrifting together. And first of all, sometimes I struggle when I walk in, just like the smell of thrift stores, it just like really gets me. And you don't seem to mind at all. But I've seen you. I mean, you're quick. You are scouring. It's impressive. It's like an Olympic sport. Okay, so tell us, you named thrifting, consignment, online, secondhand. What is the difference between all of these things?
Okay, great question. So secondhand kind of just encompasses all of it. A thrift store would be a nonprofit or a church organization who takes donations in and then they just make the money from it. So those tend to be a little bit maybe disorganized or maybe a little bit dirtier. You kind of have to like search a little bit because they're just working off donations. And it can be a little bit of a hodgepodge. That would be like your Goodwill, your Salvation Army. Those are kind of the nationwide stores, but then they're also local, a lot of local thrift stores, like through churches or nonprofit organizations that give back to the community a lot. So I really try to, those are my favorite ones because then I feel like by shopping there, I'm supporting them in their mission to help people in the local communities.
Which, shout out Hope's Closet in Jacksonville.
Yeah, so honestly, I shouldn't say that they're all dirty.
Listen, let's get a little crazy with the disorganized, hard to find.
Some are great.
You love Hope's Closet.
I love Hope's Closet so much. So Hope's Closet is a part of 1122, and it's beautiful. You would never even guess that it's a thrift store. You feel like you're shopping in a normal boutique type of store. It's so cute. It's so fun. So they're not all like that. There's also one in Raleigh where we live called Missions Thrift. It's a part of Crossroads Church, and it's the same way. It's not as those support great local organizations and local churches. And Goodwill and Salvation Army do amazing work too. So those are also great places to shop. Consignment stores are where people drop off clothes and then they're paid a small amount for them. So the clothes are usually a little bit nicer. They go through them before putting them out on the shelf. So they make sure they're good quality, but the clothes are going to be a little bit more expensive, or toys or whatever you're looking for. But for shopping experience wise, those are also a great place to start if you're new to this. So that would be Kid to Kid, nationally, Once Upon a Child. Those are kind of the two really big ones. And then there's a lot of local ones too, which is really great to help support. Then there are online options. They're like eBay is probably the most classic one that everybody knows. That's probably the best for like vintage or sneakers like Nikes. Poshmark is another really popular one, and Mercari. So I like Mercari the most. I think it's the most user-friendly, the easiest to use, both selling and buying. It's just clean cut, really easy to use. And Facebook Marketplace is another option where you can buy things locally. So especially for toys or things that might be expensive to ship, Facebook Marketplace is a great spot because people will list things for pretty cheap so that you go and just pick them up at their house. So like put them outside for you. It's very easy. So those are kind of all the different options to shop secondhand. And it's just kind of your personality of like what you're comfortable with. Like you said, you don't love to go into a thrift store, and that's totally fine. Like there are so many other ways to do it. And maybe one of the other ways might be better. It's also item specific. So whatever you're looking for, there's kind of like the best avenue for that too. So
Or
the whole world.
You thrifters are kind of crazy, so I feel like you have fun finding things. So now what I do is I just tell you the thing that I'm looking for.
True.
And then you go and find it and tell me when you have found it.
Right,
and it's
right.
really
We love a good hunt. That's pretty much what it's all about, is the hunt.
All about the hunt.
And so I feel like, you give me a task. I'm like, ooh, I will absolutely find this for you. And
you
I'll search all things.
All of our kids, so between our oldest sister, and myself, we have how many kids? 7.
Mm-hmm.
And you thrifted everybody's matching Hannah Anderson Christmas PJs.
Yes, and the specific, matching.
They're all the same print. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Was that fun for you?
Fun and stressful. Yeah, I feel like it was mostly fun.
Okay.
Because that was like, such a thing to go on the hunt for, because they're all specific sizes, had to be the specific print, and we needed them by Christmas, by a time that we can all get there, and at a reasonable price. I didn't want yours to be way more expensive, and then for me to find a deal for Sam, our older sister, where, I'm trying to keep it even though it's not my prices, it's these other people selling them. But still, I was like, everything has to be even. So that was really fun to be able to find all of those matching. So you're right. I love a good hunt. Obviously why I like thrifting so much, because everybody loves a good hunt.
Okay, so you found your love for thrifting, and then how did you decide to start Pearlhouse, and why did you start it, and what is it?
Yeah, right. We didn't even talk about it. So it is an Instagram account where I sell the thrifted or secondhand kids' clothes and toys and shoes, and I just post them on there at one time. And usually it's Wednesday evening. I kind of drop all of these clothes at once, and then it's a bid or buy it now process, kind of like eBay. So people can choose to bid on an item, or for a little bit more if they really have to have this item. They love it so much, they don't want to go through the bidding process. They can just buy it now.
That's me every time.
Yeah, right.
It's just easy. I don't like bidding.
Right.
I'm like, I want this bid.
But some people it kind of becomes a game. So some people like to bid of ooh, how high can I go, or am I going to get this item? It gives it a little thrill.
Am I going to get a steal? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So those clothes are then open for 24 hours, and then that drop is kind of done until the next week when there's one more. So, and you asked how I started it, which is a great question because it's pretty random. But when we were on vacation with us and a couple friends of ours, when our son was 6 months old, so this was about 2.5 years ago, for a while, I had been thrifting our kids' clothes for a long time. They pretty much, everything they wear is 99% thrifted, and had been. And then I was finding all of these other great pieces and giving them to other people and other kids that if they would fit their sizes. And then we were talking about it, and we were just kind of like, well, I'm finding all these great pieces, and now I have other pieces that don't even fit these kids, but they're so great, somebody has to have this. And we talked about starting an Instagram to just share these clothes with other people and just kind of see how it goes. And I remember thinking, this will fail. There's no way anybody would be interested in this, that this could be a thing at all. And we were like, you know what? Let's just start it. Let's just try it and see how it goes. So we launched it, and it was really successful in the beginning.
How long? 2 years?
Yeah, 2.5 years, which is so crazy.
So crazy.
And it's been so fun. So like I said, I love the thrill of the hunt. That's the fun part for me, to find these fun and unique pieces, and then to be able to share them with other people who can also continue to love them, give them a second life of wear, and not just kind of donate or throw into a landfill.
The best was, I remember having the conversation, and we were with our best family friends, and Callie and I, who I don't think Callie loves to thrift as much either. Maybe she's grown in that. But I remember you saying, no, nobody would pay me to thrift in items. And Callie and I said, our jaw dropped to the floor. And we're like, no, we absolutely would pay you more than you're even selling them for, because we don't want to go to a thrift shop. And yeah, it's been so cool to watch you grow it, and you give so much back. So talk about where the proceeds go. And I mean, you're not doing this to make millions of dollars.
Right. No chance.
It's a lot of work for you. I've seen the back end of it. But how do you give back?
Yeah. So we really try to support kids and babies locally and internationally. So we feel like we are finding clothes for kids, and then to be able to give back to other kids in need. So we support local organizations like Safe Families, who help kids to prevent them from going into foster care. So we support them monthly with proceeds from Pearlhouse and the kids that they serve, and organizations like Compassion, who are serving kids all over the world and spreading the gospel and help meeting their very basic needs. We support them every month as well. We also give to Samaritan's Purse, which is a great organization that also helps around the world in times of need for moms with new babies and in times of crisis like Ukraine or the fires in Maui, or so many things that are going on. And so those are a couple of the different organizations that we just support every month. And then towards the holiday season, we like to post a wish list, like an Amazon or Target wish list, to support local safe families that are host families, and how they can have basic necessities for the kids that they end up hosting. So it's kind of like a foster care system. And so it might be T-shirts or pants that they need. And so we'll list that wish list so that people can kind of donate to that. So those aren't thrifted, which is kind of, I feel like, contradictory. But I always say we thrift so that we can give new to other kids who deserve it. Like our kids can have thrifted clothes so that we can buy new clothes for these kids who might not have much else, or like new toys.
Or new shoes
New
that
shoes,
aren't going to wear
especially
out.
like shoes and jackets. I feel like we always try to buy those new items for other kids that need them.
And the wish lists are so great. I mean, if someone's listening and you want to give back this Christmas season, but where do we find the time? You're raising small humans. Maybe you're working full time. You're going to 1,001 Christmas parties and Christmas plays. And I mean, December is crazy. And so it's such an easy way. You're doing the work. Here's the wish list. You can just go on and literally buy the item. It'll send to you. You never have to touch it, see it. And you're playing such a big part in
for sure. Yeah,
Christmas
it's
for
so
kids
helpful.
who need it.
Definitely. And it can reach across the U.S. where, like, even if we're based in Raleigh, we can share these wish lists and people all over can sign into Amazon and do it, which is much easier than saying, oh, donate your items to my house in Raleigh, which is just clunkier. So you're right. It's easy.
Okay. So, there's some trolls out there. And, some people might say, well, why do you get to just take all the good stuff from the thrift shops? Shouldn't you be leaving those for people who need it? Which I don't even have time for these people. But if someone were to say that, or maybe someone's thinking, what do you do? Like, shouldn't we leave all those clothes for people that need it? What is your response to that?
Yeah, 100%. I totally get where they're coming from. And I think that's a valid point. And I never forget who the thrift store is made for and who they're trying to reach, which is low income families. And I never want to take away from that. That's always center of my mind. And so I try to leave behind, if there's a lot of jackets, I'll maybe choose one jacket and make sure that there are other jackets there. Items like that I know that families need at a discounted price, I want to make sure that there are still some there. But at the same time, in America, we live in excess. We have so many things. And if you go to a thrift store, you will see that usually they are bursting with inventory. They are constantly filling their shelves, constantly bringing new clothing in. Even while you're there, they're rolling new bins and new carts out full of clothes. And if you ever see behind, like when you drop off or donate items,
that's insane.
It's crazy. They are overloaded. There's one specifically in Jacksonville, and they have dumpsters and cargo, like train
shipping
cargo,
containers.
Shipping containers outside full of things, completely full. They're overflowing onto the ground, into the parking lot, because they cannot put enough on their shelves. And so I feel like there is enough to go around. If we can spread it out and figure out ways to either get families there or help other families in need, there's enough. Even if there are people like me who are buying for other people when I go, there is plenty to go around.
That's good.
There's still too much going around.
I know. I won't give away all your secret favorite thrift spots, but one of your favorite Goodwills is in Jacksonville. And I remember you dragging me there at like noon, and then you wanted to go back at 4 because you said it will be all different stuff at 4.
Yes, that's true.
Just if you and I, which I was like, no, I'm 100% not coming back today, or let alone this week.
I know.
But that really is, it's so true. There's so much excess, so many clothing going into landfills. You share about this on your account sometimes, of just, you see these photos in some of these other countries where they're just dumping clothing into these giant landfills that there is plenty to go around. And there's never like you're taking the last pair of shoes. Like there are plenty of shoes for any family in need and that kind of thing. I love it. Okay, so now that you've inspired everybody listening to shop secondhand, I mean, I'm feeling inspired, which, what are some practical tips? Like, how do we get started being more sustainable when it comes to our clothing and toys and shoes? Because it can be really intimidating. So what are like some practical thrifting tips?
Great question. It can be really intimidating to get started, especially if this is not your wheelhouse or if you have not been inside of a thrift store before. So I would say try a consignment store. If you're looking for kids specifically, try a kid to kid or once upon a child or a local consignment store, because like I said before, those are clean, they're easy to shop, they have them organized by gender, age, seasons, so you can look for exactly what you're looking for. That's a great place to start. Or if you're not even really looking to go into a store, then online is a great place to start too. So I mentioned a couple websites like Poshmark and Mercari. Also, Instagram accounts like ours, some have very specific things that they post. There's so many Instagram accounts doing the same thing as Pearlhouse. So if you're more into vintage, there are vintage accounts. If you're
we
more
know
into modern,
you're into vintage.
I am very into vintage. And then you can really dive deep. There are Facebook groups too for specific items. There's Facebook Marketplace. But I think the easiest spot is just to kind of poke around, see what you can find and what you're looking for. But also remember to like hold things loosely. So it's kind of hard to look for a very specific brand, size, and style. But if you're saying, okay, well, I'm just looking for a long sleeve Christmas dress, size 5, then if you're kind of open to seeing what might be out there, that's easy to do so, especially scrolling online and being able to kind of compare things and see a lot of different options at one time. But if you walk into the store, just know, okay, like you said before, this might be different. Maybe I'll try back in a couple days and it could be a whole new inventory again later. So I feel like that's a great spot to try, of just kind of try a consignment store, try something local first if you want to go into a store, or if there's always one.
Which I've really gotten, the Instagram thrift accounts are my jam. I mean, and I have my girls. I have my 3 or 4 accounts that pretty much every drop I'm getting something. And I feel like I've become friends. I have this one in Hawaii. I feel like we've really become close. And the shipping's quite expensive, but her daughter is like just older than ours. And so it's really fun because she's always posting her daughter's clothing that she's growing out of. And we have very similar styles. And so I have like 3 or 4. Obviously, Pearlhouse is my number 1. But the Instagram world is amazing because you can do it from your phone. They ship it to you. It's like a normal shopping experience in a way where you don't have to go through a store and sift through everything. You're just looking at like a small drop that they do. So I would also encourage people to look into Instagram. And once you start following one, I feel like many more pop up and it's easy to like follow other ones. And
it's a person too. It's nice that like it's a person on the other end. It's not just like this big box store or even big website. It's which has individual people, but still it's just kind of nice getting to know that person, their family, their style, and how they post. And I feel like that adds to it.
For sure. I love it. Okay. So hopefully people are encouraged, which before we had this conversation, before we started recording, when we were talking about what are some practical tips, like how do people get into thrifting? And you said learning how to sew was an important part of sustainability. And then I said, we can't overwhelm people. You can't tell them that they have to learn how to sew. That's so overwhelming. You're like,
I don't even know how to sew.
Amazing.
I don't know
it's
how to
a goal
sew.
of yours, though.
It is a goal because if we want to keep wearing these clothes, we want them to last. And so especially our kids now, at 5 and 3, they wear holes in the knees all the time. They're wearing through their clothes. And so if I can just like sew up a little patch or
quick patch.
Put these holes together, then we can get more wear out of them or pass them on to somebody else. I actually just found this amazing brand new Zara jacket. It was a Zara puff jacket, never been worn. I mean, like creases in it, brand new. On the back was a small tear, and it's like a puff jacket, so it's kind of coming out a little bit, but a very small tear. And one of the workers was standing by me. This was at a local Goodwill, and she was like, "Oh, if we saw that tear, we would never have put it on the floor. That would have been in the bin." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you would have thrown this brand new Zara puff jacket out." And just because of the small tear, a little patch could just go right over that. And so it's those types of things where we can save so much clothing instead of just tossing it out. And when we buy quality clothing, then to be able to just patch it up and
Just a little 8th grade home ec.
Yeah,
Just
let's bring back the home ec.
I remember
like
you taking home ec. They took it away, I think, by the time, or maybe I just didn't take it. And you sewed a pair of pajama pants.
We did. I learned nothing from that, and I still can't sew. But you know what? Now I'm ready for home ec. So let's bring back an adult home ec class.
I love it. Honestly,
we can just call it something else.
Okay, so thank you for all your wisdom on secondhand, thrifting, all of the things. I think it's so inspiring to think about as we shop for Christmas, to just be mindful that you can get some incredible things secondhand, and it doesn't mean you're giving your kids any lesser experience, because after they use something for 2 seconds, it's going to look worn anyway. So you might as well just start off with it worn.
Very true, especially when they're young. Like I said, we have 5 and 3, and so they're so young. They don't know if a toy has been open or not before. So we get pretty much all of their toys, which is really just a few for Christmas, but we get them all secondhand, because they're still opening it from the wrapping paper, and it still looks like a brand new toy to them. They don't know a difference there. So, I mean, anything, we've gotten them scooters and bikes from Facebook Marketplace to very specific Lego sets that we found. So you can get very specific in what you're looking for your kids and still be able to give them a fully thrifted Christmas. We actually call it a Thriftmas.
Ooh, Merry Thriftmas.
Merry Thriftmas.
I'm currently feeling convicted about the brand new Crate and Barrel Play Kitchen I bought for our daughter for Christmas. But Wes,
talk about the scooter. Excuse me.
I know. I said Wes's favorite story to tell it's the tricycle.
Okay.
Is that I got this tricycle for our daughter. And it wasn't crazy expensive, but I got it brand new. I think it was like $40. Mm-hmm. And literally the next day, you went to the thrift store and found one for $3. And he said, "Can we return this one?" And I said, "No, this one's cuter." Sometimes you got to go for the cute, okay?
No, but you got to hold your colors loosely. You
gotta hold the colors loosely.
Versus $40.
Pearl is on a blue scooter.
Yeah,
but you paid...
she just loves blue.
There you go.
There was $10 versus $75 for her scooter. So, she's going to love blue. We're going to force her to love blue.
She's going to love blue. Okay, so for those of us that aren't going to do a full Thriftmas, even though we're inspired to do so, there are other ways that we can be mindful when spending. And a lot of that is supporting small shops, brands that are giving back in really great ways, Christ-centered brands that are spreading the gospel through whatever it is that they're selling. And so I really wanted to put together a gift guide of sorts. I see all these gift guides this time of year, and honestly, they're very helpful. I look at a lot of them and get great inspiration. And I just wanted to do a little bit of a different kind of gift guide, one that was still really awesome items that are quality and cool looking, but also that had a purpose behind them, that you would feel I'm supporting a person, a family who are either spreading the gospel or giving back to the world in some sort of way. And so we're about to go over some of these brands. You're going to be Vanna White over here. And I just want to say, I'm not receiving any royalties from this. I know it's kind of confusing in the influencer world now. It's hard to know. Do you actually like that product, or are they just paying you to post about this product?
That's a great point.
And I just want to be really transparent and say I reached out to all of these brands and some other ones that never responded to me, which is sad. And I just said, hey, I'm putting together this gift guide. Would you be interested in sending some products for us to show on the episode and giving us a discount code for any listeners? And it was so cool to see the overwhelming amount of the brands that just said, this is so awesome that you're doing this. We'd love to be a part of it, and gave amazing discount codes that we're going to talk about. And I just am so humbled and grateful by it, because I just thought this is our first time ever doing it. Nobody's going to even respond to me. And we got a pretty good lineup this year, and I hope it grows. Yeah. But I'm really excited about the brands that we're going to show today. So Maddie's going to pull some products out. And I will say before we get started, it is easy to go the efficient way for Christmas. It's easy to go Amazon, Target, dare I say, Shein. I don't even know how to say it.
I don't either.
The new kid on the block, Temu.
Yeah.
Tough. Temu really freaks me out. You get a sweater for $1.97. I literally don't understand. A child is 100% selling them. 100%. It's so much easier to do that. But taking the extra step and supporting small on their website or in person is so meaningful to the world and to these people who have put their heart and soul into their brands. And so I just want to encourage everyone to do that. Anything you want to say before we start?
Yeah, no, I'm ready.
You're so ready.
Vanna's here.
Okay, so we're going to show you these, and then, we want to do this again in the future, so everybody has to then buy from these brands. Again, I get no royalties from it. I just want them to be like, wow, so many people bought with the Neighbors discount code because it's awesome. Okay. Well, Pearlhouse we already mentioned, but you are offering an incredible discount code, $5 shop credit when you mention the Neighbors podcast. So through the way that you do purchasing, which is through DMs and Instagram, if you mention the Neighbors podcast, you'll get $5 shop credit, which honestly could be like an item.
Could be the whole thing. Yeah.
It could, which is so cool. You'll have to pay for shipping, but you'll be helping littles around the world and locally by doing that. So thank you for doing that from Pearlhouse.
Yeah, of course. And that's at Pearlhouse_thrift.
Yes.
We usually just leave out the word thrift, but that's important when you're searching for it because there are other things called Pearlhouse. And
all of these, where you get them, it's going to be in the show notes and it's going to be on our Instagram. We're going to put a whole digital guide so you don't have to like memorize the discount codes and the websites and all that because that's complicated. Okay, Pearlhouse, we're done with you, but we love you. All right, first brand, we have He Would Love First. For short, they're HWLF. And He Would Love First, we actually had Kat Schultes on the podcast earlier in season 1. And yeah, this is their Made for More t-shirt. It's very cool. It's all the fruit of the spirit, not fruits. That's embarrassing. Okay, keep it out.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, you don't have to keep showing it, Vanna. But they sent a few things, so this is amazing. Okay, but we had Kat on the podcast earlier in the season. Her and her husband started this brand, and their mission is to create a movement that's after Jesus's heart, a movement that tells the world about Jesus's love. That's why in every package we give a free bracelet for you to hand out and give away that says He Would Love First. I think we even have the bracelet. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, a little lavender, cute. But yeah, they have so many fun t-shirts. I think they gave a sweatshirt too. Yeah, this is the God is Good hoodie, which is so fun.
So fun. This is so cute and so soft.
Yeah, it's very soft. I was very surprised how soft it was.
Yes, super soft and comfy. This is so
Love
cute.
it. So yeah, we have the Made for More tee. That's in moss green. They have a bunch of colors of the Fruit of the Spirit tee. Our mom actually has the lavender one. She was wearing it 2 days ago.
Yeah, she was. It's so cute. This just
so
went
cute.
on my Christmas list too because it's so fun and cute. And what a great conversation starter.
Great conversation starter. And they have hair ties and bracelets. And this is crazy. They're giving 40% off to anyone with the code NEIGHBORS. Yeah,
wow,
40% off.
40%.
Which is incredible. I know. She told me that. I said, you're so generous. That's
oh my gosh,
incredible.
That's amazing.
Okay, next up we have Humble Hands. This is a jewelry company, also local to Jacksonville. It was started by actually one of my amazing friends. Her name's Karina. And it was started by two mamas, actually, whose passion include Jesus, babies, and making beautiful things.
Wow.
Amen, sisters.
That's right.
I love it. They met as local moms in a local moms Bible study in Jacksonville. And their hope is to provide beautiful faith and nature-inspired items, jewelry, and hand-designed stickers for moms and their littles. They also offer permanent jewelry at all of their in-person events. And I'm trying to get them to come to our in-person event and do some permanent jewelry at the end of December, which would be really fun. So these two items, they're brand new. She was telling me about the bracelet, or with the letters. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say, here, wait, let me see it. You might think it says Simotano, but it doesn't actually. It is a memory verse bracelet. So it is the first letter of each word of a verse. So like this one is Colossians 3:2, which is set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. And so the idea is like you wear it and you're prompted by each letter of each word to memorize scripture.
What a great idea. Let me see.
Isn't that amazing?
That is so smart.
So they have 4 verse options, or you can customize what verse you want as long as it's under 15 words.
That is such a great idea.
Isn't that so cute?
I love that so much. You can fit the whole verse on just one.
I know.
I mean, the whole idea of a verse so that you remember the rest of it. That is so cool.
I feel like it's also a great conversation starter
because
someone's going to say, what is Simostimo? Yes. And you're like, no, actually, here's my memory verse.
Yeah, and then you have your chance to remember it.
And then the other bracelet is a so cute?
Yes, it is so cute because it matches like a gold color. It's,
I know, it's
very cute.
Very fun. All their stuff is so cute. They have letter bracelets and like good stackable bracelets and just great, again, great conversation starters. Okay, next up, we have Rethreaded. They are also local to Jacksonville, but they are an organization that fights human trafficking, which we love, and they exist to restore choice, eliminate vulnerabilities to exploitation, and break the cycle of generational trauma for survivors of human trafficking by providing employment, career development, and supportive services. And they sent their famous toffee, homemade toffee. And so these are all made by survivors from human trafficking.
Oh, cool.
And they apparently take a lot of pride. They're called the Toffee Team.
They should.
And they take a lot of pride in their flavors. So can you read the flavors that we have?
We have sea salt toffee with dark chocolate and almonds.
Yes.
We have snow mint toffee with white chocolate and crushed peppermint candy. And we have peanut pretzel toffee with dark chocolate and peanut butter pretzels.
Yeah, that's me.
Whoa.
Yeah, so good. And they sell a bunch of different stuff. I mean, they sell jewelry and candles and clothing and just all these incredible homemade goods that these women who are rescued out of trafficking made. So it's an incredible organization to support. And they're giving us 15% off with the code NEIGHBORS.
Ooh, nice. This would be so fun to give to like teachers, the mailman. I feel like these are just perfect gifts to grab a bunch and then give them out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
fun.
Teachers is such a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I misspoke. Sorry. They're giving free shipping with NEIGHBORS Pod.
Even better because we don't even live here. So that's great.
Okay. Next up, we have Rise. Rise is a t-shirt press company. They're located in South Florida. Family started it. And I love it because they do these small drops every once in a while. It's like small batches. And so you got to kind of, if you see a shirt or a sweatshirt, you got to get it because they're going to sell out.
What a great idea.
And each of their collections are calling to believers to rise in their faith, to walk out of the darkness of this world and into his marvelous light where true joy, peace, hope, and love reside, designed and printed in Florida from our family to yours, which I just love so much.
So cool. I love that.
Yeah.
And
so this is their newest
cute
sweatshirt. It's the God With Us crew neck, which I've seen this font style really coming up these days and being very cool.
It is very cool
on many t-shirts and hoodies.
Very cozy.
So I love that. They also sent some stickers, which even look how he wrote my name on the envelope.
Ooh, fun.
So impressive, like graffiti.
So impressive.
Their stickers are so cute. Laptops, water bottles. Great job, Hannah White.
It's hard with stickers.
I know. They're so cute.
They are. These are so fun.
So we love Rise. Go support them. Okay, next up, we have Brave Little Ones. Brave Little Ones is a mama-owned company dedicated to providing high-quality, buttery soft. Feel these. Feel how soft those are.
This is buttery soft. No other way to explain this.
I wish people could feel things through audio.
Yes, feel
or
with
video.
your ears, people. Feel with your ears.
It is buttery. Buttery soft children's apparel made for playtime and snuggle time. These are the women's pajamas. This is the olive small ribbed matching set, which I'm going to be living in these joggers.
My
yeah, they're so cute. And every purchase you make helps fight childhood hunger. And they have donated over 50,000 meals to children in Rwanda, Africa through purchases.
That's amazing.
I know. It's really cool.
Wow, how cool.
And their baby and kid stuff is so cute. And if it is anything like this material,
yes.
the butter, we need the butter on the skin. Amazing. They're offering 20% off with the code NEIGHBORSSAVE20. I love that.
Really?
I know.
Amazing.
I know. Okay, next up, we got some sausage. Sausage dudes. It's upside down. Classic. You're doing great. Sausage dudes. If you haven't heard about sausage dudes, you need to hear about sausage dudes. There's so many. You have to hold all of them. There's 4 flavors. And this was also started in Jacksonville by 2 incredible people that I just know and love. And so they call them, the titles are, dude is in the title, which I just love. Yeah, you're doing really good displaying these. Okay, so their marketing dude, Paul, he's the president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida.
Oh, cool.
And then their chef dude, that's literally his title, chef dude.
Oh, cool.
Patrick, he is the Boys and Girls Club executive club chef. So together, they saw that there was a great need of the children they interact with every day at the Boys and Girls Club and began talking about what they could do with their gifts and talents to help others. Patrick is Polish, so he's like all about the Polish sausage. And they came up with this idea to start selling sausage.
Wow, that's
and it's
so
actually the
cool.
official sausage of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Go Jags.
Stop.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Official sausage, and it's sold in Publix.
Wow.
But yeah, it's going into more and more Publixes all over the country.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool.
And it is
looks amazing.
delicious. I don't even love sausage, and I love this sausage.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that.
Yeah. Did we already talk about the flavors?
No, tell us the flavors.
Okay. Pepin's Hungarian brand sausage.
Wow.
That's this one. This is Uncle Bolek's fresh sausage. Fresh Polish sausage. Wow.
Wow, that's fresh Polish sausage. That's honestly very difficult to say.
We should have practiced this. There's Bobby's Big Belly beer bratwurst with cheddar and jalapeno peppers.
Amazing.
Wow. I get an A+ for reading
You
these.
do.
This is Cousin Polly's Forget About It Italian sausage.
So good.
Wow, these sound
My
amazing.
personal favorite is the straight up Polish sausage. It's so good. I can't even explain it.
Can't wait to try these.
Yeah, it's so good. We're eating those for dinner tonight.
So
Hopefully they
much
haven't been
sausage.
out. So much sausage, I know.
Yeah.
And they are amazing. They just launched their online store also.
Great.
So you can get their stuff online if they're not in a Publix near you, and they're giving us 10% off with the code neighbors.
Oh, yay.
Which is
My
amazing.
husband is the biggest sausage fan. This is so great.
Yes, so good. Thank you, sausage dudes. Okay, we got a few more. Next up, we have Good News Kids. I love these people so much. This is a brand new brand, also coming out of St. Augustine, Florida. And Chandler and Parker started this. They're a married couple, and it's a kids leisure wear company. They're launching in December. So
Wow,
we
perfect
don't even
timing.
have the exact date. So everyone just stay tuned. I'll try and post when they're launching, or just follow them on Instagram and they'll post when they're launching. It's sometime in December. But their stuff is so cute. They're going to have t-shirts and sweatshirts and then some other leisure wear that's not branded or anything. But their company is dedicated to creating quality apparel that brings a positive and loving message to our children in a loud and harsh world. Good News Kids will be donating a portion of all proceeds to various nonprofits dedicated to ending child trafficking.
Wow, I love
I
that.
know.
That's such a need too. I mean, I always try to find
Such a
things
need.
like this for our kids.
Look at
I
this
mean,
tote. How cute is
This
this tote?
is so cute.
It's
Oh,
so
I'm
cute. And their
excited
little
about this
name, Good News
company.
Kids.
So
it's
cute.
so
I love
cute.
that so much.
I know. So everyone follow along Good News Kids and get ready for their launch and support them big time, because launching right before Christmas is a feat. And they're
Yes.
trying to do it so that you can get it for Christmas.
Yes, and what a great conversation starter for kids to have too. For like your kids to be wearing something
Totally.
like this, and for somebody to say like, "Hey, what's that brand that they're wearing, or what shirt?" And they could even say it, or you could say it like when they.
Yeah, they're like, "What's
you know,
the good news?"
Yeah.
And you're like,
And
"Let me tell you about Jesus."
here's Jesus.
Amazing. All right, we got two more. Next up, we have Teddy Rose. Teddy Rose is an online women's boutique. And look at this cute sweater vest. Oh, I'm going to
So
be living
cute.
in this. I've been looking for a
So
good vest.
cute.
And this is everything. Good. It's
so soft.
boxy. It's
Oh my
soft.
gosh.
It's everything you want. A little oversized.
This is amazing.
It's everything you want. And they're amazing. All their stuff is so cute. But they were started by Morgan Parks and Jess Smith. And it was started in honor of Morgan's son, Hunter, who she lost nearly midway through pregnancy. During an incredibly difficult season, Morgan and her husband were sweetly embraced by their community. So Teddy Rose exists to do the same for women who have experienced pregnancy loss. A portion of sales goes directly toward creating care packages for these women. And while we know that nothing can take away the pain of such immense loss, our hope and prayer is that these women will feel seen and less alone in the midst of their grief.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that incredible?
That's
I know.
Amazing.
And so they're offering 15% off. Neighbors 15. Yeah.
Oh,
I think they put a
yay.
claw clip in there
yes,
too
yes.
for the hair. Love a good claw clip.
Yes, this is a little ombre situation. Is very cute.
Love
this color
an ombre
is
situation.
Perfect.
I haven't mastered the
Super
claw
cute.
clip, but
I need to practice
committed.
some more. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
ready for it.
I
Especially
like
if
it.
it looks so cute like this.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
this is
Okay.
very soft.
We love it.
Very cute. Great
Their
quality.
stuff is so cute. Okay, lastly, we have Valerosa, which Valerosa holds a special place in your heart. I know, Maddie. So they're a North Carolina-based brand.
That's right.
And they
Whoop.
specialize in handmade items created by artisans from communities across Mexico. So they support and empower artisans that they work with by providing living wages and preserving traditional craft techniques. Their beautiful hand-woven totes are made from durable plastic. They're washable and reusable. Incredible. Perfect for the beach, pool, shopping, all of the things. Look how cute. This is the olive playera tote with the mustard tassel.
So cute.
So cute.
I love this so much. I'm
And
obsessed.
you can actually choose what tassel color you want.
Yes, you can switch out the tassel color to go with your purse. You can get multiple, change it for the seasons. This one has very fall vibes, but you can go with something more summery.
So fun.
They have all sorts of colors. They're such great quality. I mean, these are amazing. Perfect for the beach too. Like you said, you can just hose it down after you have
And
sand.
I think you said
it's
she
so great.
employs full-time 6 artisans from Mexico.
Yeah, exactly, which is so cool, making the bags.
know.
And she's in boutiques all over the U.S., I think, but specifically the East Coast, like all the Monkeys boutiques, Painted Tree in Raleigh and Cary, which sometimes it's just helpful to see these in person. But
Get to
or
know
you
what
can
color
just
you want.
go online. Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, she's everywhere.
For sure.
Yeah,
I love
very
it.
cool. Super fun.
Okay, well, that closes it out. Thank you, Maddie. You did so great displaying all of our options. But thank you to all those brands, too. I mean, it's just, they're doing incredible things, and we're so excited to showcase them. And I hope anyone listening just feels both inspired to thrift and get into secondhand and to support small and to support companies who know that there's more than just consumerism to shopping, and that while we want to buy things for the people that we love, we also can do it and give back to the world at the same time, or tell people about Jesus as we're doing it.
Yes, 100%. That's so true. Thank you for having me.
Maddie, I love you.
Love you.
You're one of my favorite people in the whole world, and I'm so glad that you are coming on the Neighbors podcast.
Thank you.
And for all your wisdom, and we're just so excited to see what happens with Pearlhouse. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Well, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to see what you do with Neighbors Podcast. I mean, this has been such a dream and so cool to watch you grow in this. I mean, this is like your personality to a T, and you're doing such a great job. And it's really cool to see you and support you, especially because this is not my personality at all. And I'm like, you really had to force me to be here today.
Yeah, literally. Tried to cancel
I'm
several times.
chained to this chair. I don't think I can leave. And but you're made for this, and it's just so cool to see. So thanks for letting me be a small part of it.
Okay,
I love
see
it
you at
so much.
Christmas.
Okay, bye.
Neighbors is produced by Logger Creative and Taylor Minning. Music by Austin and Lindsay Adamak. Artwork by Wesley Parsons. And motion graphics by Robbie Burns.
Living to love life. Living to love life. You have loved me. You show me brighter days. New mercies every morning. You never shy away to tell me that you're for me. How could I repay this? Whatever can I do but offer up this life like there's nothing left to lose? I'm living to love life. I'm living to love life. I'm